The lights, the treats, the nostalgia. There's hardly a better way to get in the festive mood than strolling through a Christmas market. That's why there's almost 3,000 of them across Germany. We take you to some of the country's most beautiful Christmas markets and show you what specialties you ought to try there. And, without giving away too much, Santa isn't the only Christmas legend we'll meet. Have fun!
Our first destination is Nuremberg's Christkindlesmarkt, probably the most famous in Germany. It is traditionally opened by the Christ Child, and the prologue on the gallery of the Frauenkirche Church is broadcast by television stations around the world.
Das Christkind lädt zu seinem Markte ein. Und wer da kommt, der soll willkommen sein.
Culinary delights are aplenty at the Christkindlesmarkt. First, Nuremberg Rostbratwürste. They are so small that 3 of them fit into a roll, which is called Drei im Weckler. Second, the Elisan gingerbread. Legend has it that in the Middle Ages, a baker whose daughter Elisa had fallen ill put lots of nuts and spices into the gingerbread dough. Upon eating it, Elisa immediately recovered. That very special mixture of spices and nuts is the secret of Nuremberg gingerbread to this day.
Our journey continues to Lübeck. The Holsten Gate, a landmark of this northern German town, is a recurring motif at Lübeck's Christmas market. A medieval old town such as this is the perfect backdrop for a Christmas market. In fact, the German tradition of Christmas markets dates back to the Middle Ages. That's where people could buy everything they needed for the festivities, from gifts to roast meats and sweets. And things are not at all that different today. An old seafaring city, Lübeck has connections all over the world. Perhaps that's why visitors to its Christmas markets are so international.
Ich komme aus Schweden.
Ich komme aus Kuba.
Ich komme aus Venezuela.
Ich komme aus Brasilien.
Ich komme aus Thailand.
Ja, ich komme aus Brasilien auch.
Ja,
Molto internazionale mit
Aside from the delicious mulled wine, Lübeck is famous for a confection which is part of Germany's Christmas tradition. Lübeck marzipan is made with ground almonds and lots of sugar.
If you prefer hearty fare, head to the Christmas market in Bremen, also in the north, where the speciality is kale.
Also ich finde, es gehört irgendwie dazu, zu der Adventszeit, vor allem wenn man es ein bisschen deftiger mag.
Kale is the winter dish in Bremen. Thanks to its vitamins and shelf life, it was already popular with the ancient seafarers. A more modern invention, however, is the kale box to go.
Mit der Grünkohlbox hat der Hintergrund, dass man den Grünkohlbox auch in die Hand nehmen kann und dort auch mit über den Weihnachtsmarkt gehen kann. 2 Vorteile, die Hand wird warm, man kann unterwegs essen, man kleckert nicht.
Kale is served with Kassler, boiled sausages and potatoes. So what does the kale box to go taste like?
Das ist total lecker. Also meine auch. Ja? Ja. Ohne geht nicht.
And what better way to wash down the kale than with a cup of mulled wine? Our next stop is the Christmas market at Cologne Cathedral, where the 25-metre tree in the middle of the square is surrounded by a canopy made with 70,000 LEDs. Bratwurst, waffles, gingerbread and candy cane are staples at every German Christmas market. But here, all products come from Germany or Europe, or are fair trade. Cologne's organic mulled wine also comes from Germany and is always available in new flavours, for which there is a special committee.
Die Besonderheit unseres Glühweins ist, dass wir den in Rot, Weiß und Rosa haben und dass auch extra immer ein Team vom Weihnachtsmarkt den mit einem Sommelier verkostet und dann auch nochmal verfeinert.
Did you know that the Christmas market at Cologne Cathedral is the largest in Germany? Before Corona, it attracted 4 million visitors in just 4 weeks. Whether those numbers will be repeated this year remains to be seen. From the big city to a small town, medieval Rottenburg ob der Tauber in Franconia is especially atmospheric during Advent. Its 500-year-old Christmas market is called the Ruitersmarkt, after a mythical figure from the Middle Ages who is said to bring good luck. If you get too cold, you can pay a visit to the Keta Wohlfahrt Christmas Village, where you'll find all things associated with Christmas to decorate your tree and your home. Then head back out into the hustle and bustle, where you'll be as excited as these visitors.
Für mich ist das Ambiente die Altstadt und dazu der Weihnachtsmarkt wunderschön.
It's my first time to visit a Christmas market and I feel it's adorable, amazing, it's cool.
You might just bump into the night watchman. Here he is gathering strength with a bratwurst before starting his evening tour of medieval Rothenburg, which is especially romantic at Christmas time.
We're now headed to one of the country's oldest Christmas markets, the Striezelmarkt in Dresden. Striezel, as the Saxons call the Christstollen, have been holed here in the run-up to Christmas for 600 years. If you're lucky, you'll meet the Stollen girl handing out samples. And in one of the show bakeries, you can watch the Dresden masters at work, mixing butter, flour, sugar, sultanas, almonds, candied lemon and orange peel to make the Stollen by hand. According to tradition, the Stollen is shaped to look like the Christ child wrapped in swaddling clothes. The icing sugar does the trick. That's not the only thing that stands out at the Dresden Christmas market, where you'll see lots of wooden Christmas decorations, angels, nutcrackers, candle arches, pyramids, traditional art from the nearby Erzgebirge mountains.
Finally, we head to Berlin. Among the city's more than 40 Christmas markets, the most beautiful is at the Rotes Rathaus in Mitte. Like every year, visitors here can skate on the ice ring around the Neptunbrunnen fountain. The 50-meter-high Ferris wheel is another highlight, with heated gondolas keeping you warm whilst you enjoy the view. Stay warm with a cup of mead, a drink that dates back to the ancient Celts.
Der Met ist ein Honigwein, also schon seit 3000 Jahren bekannt. Den wir dieses Jahr haben, der ist ein bisschen kräftiger, es ist ein herberer Met. Das liegt halt immer an dem Honig, der verwendet wird.
And if you have an apparition after a cup or two, don't blame the mead. Father Christmas really does hover over the market here, live and in colour. That's Berlin for you.